Chris is a satirical artist based in the UK, Sutton Coldfield, who in the last year has kind of sort of like become pretty bloody popular on Twitter and put out books and done exhibitions and billboards at Glastonbury, stuff at the National Gallery in Scotland and in England, and now finds himself in Vegas, somewhat jet lagged, feeling quite weird, eating cookies, talking to you.
I was messing around on my phone doing different, with a cheap cut and paste app, and I come across the idea of putting Phil Mitchell, who's from EastEnders, into Cold War scenes, because I did have an interest in the Cold War, so I put Phil Mitchell in, on the Kremlin or with Ronald Reagan or someone, and that was it really, and that was the one joke, and that got quite popular. But then I started to add more people into them, and with everything that was happening politically, I was moving more towards a satirical side of things, so it's evolved to be what it is now, really.
Unfortunately, as I've got older, I've started to look a bit like Phil Mitchell and get called him a bit, so I'm intrigued why particularly to him.
It wasn't it's not the the good-looking, bald, rugged, handsome. It was him. He's a brilliant. Steve McFadden, who plays him, is a brilliant actor, and the images that I always used of him was when he's drunk or on crack. There's some great pictures of when Phil Mitchell's kind of post-crack come down, and I just thought placing Phil Mitchell post-crack come down with Ronald Reagan.
Was he a crackhead?
He did cracking, yeah. That one. He's kind of like, and it just fits really well with Reagan and Gorbachev also. It just for incongruity, and the jarring nature of it.
I think the key is trying to, even though you've got that platform on social media to be able to do that, and for Chris to be able to sort of satirise what's going on, you then got the next issue, which is that bubble. So people within a certain group will see your pictures and enjoy them. But I think that's what's really interesting about being invited out to stuff like this, and it's trying to break out of the normal circles that we all move in. And Chris has managed to do that this year in loads of different ways. Hence why we end, the Time magazine being, the mad one, right?
Yeah.
But ending up in Vegas is sort of proven that we've, Chris has broken out of this, sort of smaller circle, I guess. He is a sellout.
Trip to Vegas, what am I supposed to do? Then do the same thing.
I don't mean it.
Same thing.
Seriously, is there
a
concern there?
There's always a concern, because I don't want, and even when I started selling prints and merchandise stuff, I'm always wary of people that have been following me a long time, thinking that, you've changed, man. You money grabbing arseholes, sell out.
But they were very receptive.
Yeah, they were fine, and whenever we do,
Really supportive.
They're really supportive, and I do a limited edition print. We'll always do a free high resolution download to go with it, and we do like charity stuff, and I try and keep things on a level with them, really, and they have been supportive, and they've been brilliant. Yeah, I think because I've got 3 young daughters, and what they watch and what they're involved with online, although I do try and keep an eye on it, mystifies me, because it's so different from when I was, when I was growing up. You'd have 4 TV channels, and that was it. But now they're constantly getting into different things, and from be YouTube or TikTok or Snapchat, and it's difficult. I mean.
Okay. We keep going.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
What does that? What does? What does
that
the?
was the Glocken-
We want to. What's the Glockenspiel mean?
That was the glockenspiel of this answer's rubbish. Get on with it.
I mean, the book's like when Chris was asked to do the book, it's such an amazing calling card for an artist to have a publisher like Thames and Hudson behind them, who've got such a massive reach. I think since we've started working together, it's gone from just being Twitter to Twitter and social, Facebook and Instagram, but also a new website and all the other platforms that are available and all the other sort of media opportunities that are available. It's been a noticeable growth in the audience, but also in the type of the type of audience as well.
I think so, because I've been fortunate enough to do some work with Led by Donkeys, who started out just doing the big billboards of tweets or quotes from the politicians that orchestrated Brexit, really. So, and it was just showing up the hypocrisy and the lies of what they do. And that took off, and I think it gives a lot of support for people that might feel that they're alone in thinking that this is a terrible decision that the country's taken, and people do get behind it, don't they? And
I think they do. I think the important thing is, and Led by Donkeys have kind of nailed this in what they've done, but is making sure that anything that's like being talked about on social media then becomes genuine activism in the real world. I think it's quite easy to sit and say stuff on social media or share stuff on social media. Does that have a definite sort of positive effect on the outcome in the real world? Not always. And I think there's other ways of perhaps coupling that, and I think Led by Donkeys have been brilliant at that.
Thanks to Las Vegas.
Yeah. Thanks to FIPP.
And FIPP, obviously.
And do you really like FIPP media conferences?
I love FIPP media conferences.
I mean, this is our first FIPP Media Conference, so we've got nothing to compare it to. But everyone's been very friendly. We had some photos taken in the New York Times photo booth. They know how to infuse their water with cucumber and other fruits.
The infused water was really infused.
We're going to go and find some daylight now, hopefully.